Welcome to Unit 3 of ADDIE. In the previous unit, we identified the relationship of basic facts and general principles about the ISD process. In this unit, we identify basic facts about learning theories and where theories fall within a function or a phase. In this video segment, we define learning theory, review learning theory's purpose in instruction, and examine learning theory's relation to instructional system development. Let's begin with an introduction to learning theory. Learning means many things to many people. To some, learning is simply a change in behavior as a result of experience. To others, it is something more difficult to see and measure, which involves changing thinking processes. We learn to name objects as children and solve complex problems as adults. We learn attitudes and values. We can even learn to learn by improving study skills. But how do we explain learning? Can any one theory of learning explain how we have learned all of what we can do, what we know, and why our attitudes and values are what they are? More importantly, what do we need to know about learning theory to be effective Air Force curriculum developers and instructors? Let's first start with defining learning theory. Learning theory is the body of principles proposed by psychologists and educators to explain how people acquire skills, knowledge, and attitudes. So what is learning theory's purpose in instruction? Learning theory is used in formal instruction to facilitate and accelerate the learning process. When applied to the practice of instruction, learning principles derived from theories can guide the instructional developer in improving the effectiveness and efficiency of the learning activities of a program. So what about learning theory's relation to ISD? Learning theory impacts instructional system development in several ways. Many of the products specifically called for in the ISD phases are derived from behavioral learning theory. In the 1950s, behaviorists developed procedures for designing programmed instruction that included 1. Analyzing and breaking down content into specific behavioral objectives, 2. Determining procedures needed to achieve the objectives, 3. Trying out and revising the steps, and 4. Validating the program against the objectives. This approach was incorporated into the early ISD procedures. Further, instructional developers apply learning theory to select instructional strategies for the type of learning required. To the extent that there are real differences in the types of learning, for example, intellectual skills, motor skills, or attitudes, different instructional techniques may be needed. Not to mention, instructional developers look to learning theory to explain how individuals differ in the ways they learn. Understanding different learning styles in order to target methods and materials to individual students may become the most important theoretical area for enhancing learning. Keep in mind, many theories try to explain how we learn, but psychologists and educators do not totally agree on any one of them. Most agree, however, that learning is best explained by one or a combination of two theories, behaviorism or cognitive theory. In the next video segment, we will examine the behaviorism theory.